friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here yet again to talk about castor oil. And by the way, I've got some new chicks just off to the side here, so you're going to hear a little bit of peep, peep, peep. That's what's going on. So I actually have a playlist now on castor oil because I started off doing a video of the benefits of castor oil, then came up with some other thoughts and ideas, did a second video, did a third video. A lot of it, I believe, was from comments I got from other people as well. And as I learned more about its uses and implemented more ways to use it myself. So today's basically just another update, but also to answer a couple of concerns that people often have. So let's start off with the hexane-free thing. Now, as long as the castor oil that you are purchasing is cold pressed, there's no need to look for hexane-free on the label because hexane is not used when it is cold pressed. You're either going to have one or the other. So a lot of times people think they have to look specifically for hexane free, but not all companies are going to put that if they're putting cold pressed, just like this Creekwood Naturals castor oil here, it says cold pressed on the label. That's all I need to know. So just be rest assured in that you do not have to specifically look for that. If it says cold pressed and hexane free, there's two reasons why companies will do that. One, because a lot of people simply don't understand that it's either going to be one or the other. It's either going to have hexane in it or it's going to be cold pressed. And so they do that just to clarify, or it's used as a marketing ploy. Well, because they know people are looking for hexane free on the label. So cold press is what you're wanting to look for. And then the second, which I believe is somewhat of a misconception, has to do with purchasing castor oil in plastic jugs or other types of containers. Well, here's the first thing you have to understand is that when it comes to purchasing in glass bottles, like I have here with the Creekwood Naturals, most companies that sell their castor oil in glass first purchase the castor oil in plastic drums. So it's not like your castor oil never once touched plastic. But I will agree that storing anything in glass is always going to be a better option than storing in plastic. And I felt that way for a long time, but you cannot control what the companies you're buying it from are shipping the castor oil in. Now, you might be able to find with some companies with deeper research that some may be shipping them in steel containers rather than plastic, though that may be hard to find. I know most just use plastic. And then the other thing is when you buy in the bottles like this, it's always going to cost you more. Now, if you're reusing the dark glass bottles, like I always have lots of uses for them, then it might not be such a bad idea. Just look at the fact that you're paying for that glass bottle. But the other option is if you can get a better deal by buying it by the gallon, even if it's in a plastic container, you can simply do what all these other companies do and repackage into glass once you get it. So like right here, I have several of these bottles of castor oil like this in recycled Fever Tree bottles, and then some in just simply canning jars like this. You can, if you're getting a whole gallon, maybe you can repackage into 2 half-gallon jars, whatever works best for you. I like having a bunch of smaller jars that I can keep and bottles that I can keep in different locations. So my main reason of sharing that is for people who are looking at a way to cut the cost of purchasing castor oil. Yes, it's fine to go with a gallon in plastic jugs and then simply repackage in whatever jars and bottles you already have. And if you're interested in the Creekwood Naturals, which I get, you will find a link to that in my Amazon storefront that is always linked in my description box. And this is a small US-based company, family-owned, great company. They sell other products, at least one other that I've been buying that I'm forbidden to mention on YouTube. Now, let me go over a few ways that I now implement the castor oil. Some of these will be the same as mentioned in previous videos, but there might be a couple here that I haven't mentioned in the previous video, so I wanted to go over them again here. So one of the things that you can do, this is just a really great thing. I actually use the castor oil in making homemade mascara, and I'll link to my video on how to do that in the description box down below. But even if you're buying mascara, you're getting store-bought, if the mascara starts to dry out a little bit and you want to extend it out farther to get the most you can, every so often just add a drop or two of castor oil straight to the tube of mascara and then mix it in there well, and that is really going to stretch it out. Plus, that castor oil is very good for your eyelashes and can help with eyelash growth, as well as just general conditioning of the eyelashes. So that's what I do. Homemade or store-bought, it doesn't matter. It works really well. And then there are two different infused oils I make now that I've had videos out on. I think I've done a couple of different updates showing this, but not all of the videos do show this. But the two main infused oils that I now use the castor oil in are my joint and muscle rub and my hair and scalp oil. So that's something I use if I'm kind of going through that time of the year where my hair just wants to fall out a lot. I will massage that into my scalp to help with the hair growth and help stop the hair loss, because castor oil is excellent for that. But I also infuse some other herbs and spices into that oil that are also good for hair growth, such as lavender, rosemary, and more. But I don't use castor oil alone because of my personal opinion. This is just my opinion. To infuse with straight castor oil, because of its higher viscosity, I don't think it infuses as well as something that is more runny, less viscous. So I will typically combine it with avocado oil in about a 50-50 blend. The avocado oil keeps it a little more runny and easier to infuse, but you're still getting the benefits of the castor oil. So I'll link to my most recent videos on the joint and muscle rub and on the hair oil. I don't know if either one of those videos actually show me using the castor oil in them. Just keep in mind that now that's what I do, is I do that 50-50 blend. You can also do the same with your infused oils you're using for healing salve or for just your general skin cream. The reason I don't include it in my skin cream oil infusion is because there are a lot of people that are allergic to castor oil. Far more people can be allergic to the castor plant than some of the other oils I would use, like the avocado. So I leave that out because that is one of the few products that I make that has to do with, you know, skincare and sell. So I don't use that. I just stick to the avocado oil. Otherwise, I would, if it was just for me, I would combine the two just like I'm doing with everything else. However, what I do is, since I'm using that same blend, any extra after filling the tins, I fill my own container with, and I'm using that same skin cream on my face, usually twice a day, in the morning and the evening. In between, I will still add castor oil separately, or even mix it into the skin cream before I put it on my skin. And one of the things that I've been doing is taking the castor oil and doing a 50-50 or 1-to-1 ratio blend with black seed oil and applying that on my skin. So I give the skin cream, I put that on first, I give it time to really get, you know, work into my skin, and then later, maybe an hour or so, I'll wait, and then will put on the castor oil and black seed mixture that has really helped reduce some scarring I had here on my nose, right here and right here. And it seems like every day I notice it getting a little smoother and smaller and less noticeable. And I've been so thrilled with that. And another thing I've been using castor oil for, since I do have a lot on hand, because I've tried out several different brands through the years and ended up kind of stocking up on quite a bit, I now have been adding it to my soap. When I make homemade soap just for us, I will use about a ratio of maybe 1 part castor oil to 5 parts of coconut oil when I'm making that. So just a way to add a little bit more to the soap, a little more conditioning power to it, and also use up some of that excess I've got. Oh, and one more thing, on the blend of the black seed with the castor oil, applying that to other types of skin issues like minor breakouts, sores, scratches, and stuff is really helpful in healing those. So even though I have my healing salve, but again, that's a good place, which I think my last batch of healing salve, I did add castor oil to that. But I will link to that video in the description box down below as well. And remember, I'll be putting that playlist on castor oil, but I'll also include a link to a video I did a few years back on just the benefits of black seed, also known as Nigella sativa. But in that video, I will say one of the names that I thought it was given, black sesame, that's a completely different thing. Because I'd found that on a site, and that was an incorrect fact. But black cumin is also a common name for the black seed. So if you'd like to learn more about it, go check out that video. Just know that that one little thing I said about it sometimes being called black sesame is incorrect. Sometimes you gotta really double check where you're getting your information, including if it's coming from me. Because I'm not the end all, know all in all things. I'm still learning as I go, which is one of the reasons why you'll find me putting out updated videos like this as I continue doing my channel. Now, what I'd like from you is please share with us in comments down below, what are your favorite ways to use castor oil? Do you like using castor oil packs? How has it helped you with various things? I know several people have said it has helped them with cataracts, which I thought is very, very interesting. And yes, please share your little testimonies in the comments down below, or any other thoughts, ideas you'd like to put out there. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.